radio dispatch. Do you know who this is?
No, who is this is?
Hello and welcome to Trade Without Emotion. My name's Michael and I want to discuss a new topic we have today on a penny stock that I've been looking at. It's BRPNF. You may have heard about this throughout a few of the message boards. We're starting to get a little chatter on this. So I thought I'd do a little analysis, and I'm going to do some fundamental analysis. So basically, with high risk comes high reward. And I'm sure everybody is very aware of the potential penny stocks possess. Since big board stocks have been in the dumper, I've been scouting around for some penny stocks, and I think I found one with some explosive potential. Bravo Resources Partners Ltd. The symbol's BRPNF, and the F stands for a foreign issue, by the way. This symbol was recently taken over by a mining company, and nothing's been mentioned in the form of a press release or basic news. Further, this bad boy was trading between $1.90 about a month ago, and today it's trading between about 4 cents and 8 cents per share. The major decline is what caught my eye. Basically what we got going on here is, I'm hearing a lot of chatter about this. I monitor a lot of stock boards. I pay attention to a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to mention a few words about promoters and what they do. I'm definitely not one, but I pay attention to a lot of them, and I tend to make a lot of money off of what they do. So basically, you can make a lot of money off promotional campaigns. Plain and simple. How do you ask? Easy. These promotion companies and message board posters are paid in the form of shares. So, obviously, it's in their best interest to see the price per share increase. This is why I've never understood the message board mentality that the promoters are so terrible or just pumping and dumping stock. This is complete BS, and I truly believe it comes from people's inability to trade, or more likely, just plain jealousy. Basically, I'm a trader. I'm not an investor. And if I was an investor, I'd be buying General Electric right now at a 10-year low rather than some shot-in-the-dark penny stock. I'm trying to make some money. I'm a speculator, and that is exactly what a trader is. Okay, so let's get to the facts here. There's a well-defined trick to playing penny stocks, and it's amazingly simple. Basically, it's just get in early. I cannot stress this enough. The best bet when playing a penny stocks is getting in before the herd does. It's not riding the Momo or any other of this BS. It's not investing and holding on for years. It's getting in first and looking for those 1,000% gains. There are two variables that increase the value of a stock, and obviously, what makes a stock go up is buying pressure. And what creates buying pressure is demand. What creates demand is news, company information, and press releases. So are you with me this far? Once the demand is created, the next variable is supply. With a low float, that is, freely tradable shares, any form of demand will set off any type of stock. Well, guess what? This is a brand new company. We've got no information that's come out, so we know it's a mining stock. Now we're just waiting for it to take off when the news release, and we're betting on a very positive news release. And with the amount of people behind this and what's going on, I'm feeling that we're going to get some good information. If you need an example of what a company's like when it's under promotion, go look to the company EESO about 6 to 7 months ago. Invariably, there will be a slew of promotional and press releases. And what happens is the stock just skyrocket. I think that stock went up about 1,400% over the course of a month, and a lot of money was made. And unfortunately, a lot of money was lost because there was a lot of believers that stuck it out with that company for, 9 months later. There's still people thinking that this company is going to make a lot of money. Anyhow, I digress. So here's our scenario for the trade. This is a new company under this symbol, and they have yet to release any form of news or information about their future plans. Further, someone's been accumulating shares, quote, under the radar, unquote, so to speak. I've had my eye on this for about 8 days, and except for one day, a majority of all the action has been buying. So in an effort to finally hit the 10-bagger, the elusive 10-bagger I should say, I also started buying a bit here and there. Basically, I've just been picking up shares off the bid, because I truly think something's coming here. Because of the limited amount of technical data, this is going to be a different video than what you're used to, as I'll just not focus on the technical aspect of the company. I'll also focus on the fundamental side. As I said, I've been buying in a manner not to attract attention, so I do own shares. I want to be very clear about this. I was not given these shares by the company. So let's take a look at the fundamental aspects of the company. First and foremost, this is a mining company. The mining sector is extremely hot right now, and this is for a few reasons. When the big boards are tanking and the dollar is weakening, investors and traders are looking to move money into precious metals like gold and silver. Well, basically that's what mining companies do. So, now from my own analysis and thought process, I came up with this. Okay, this is a mining company, and anything that's under the ground is a finite resource. Therefore, scarcity comes into play. So, hypothetically, one could conclude the market for natural resources is begging for diversification and creative exploration tactics within the mining industry. Now, I'll let you come to your own conclusions on that statement. But let's move on and take a look at the technical aspect of what we have going on. Okay, let's take a look at the chart here. There's not a lot going on with the chart, but what I do see is very positive. The reason there's not a lot going on with the chart is because the data is very limited. Usually we need several months to even years to get a good reading on it. However, I can do some slight analysis on this. The first thing that I notice is that we definitely have a resistance area here at 8 cents. It's been touched about 5 or 6 times throughout this area right here. The next thing I really like about this, and these are the two indicators that I use mostly for penny stocks, and this is our full stochastic and our MACD. As you can see right here, the MACD histogram bars have been leveling up, and we've got our signal line and our crossover line here getting ready to give ourselves a signal. Typically, how I use these indicators in conjunction is see how our full stochastic is in a downtrend. However, we're getting near a signal line crossover at the 50, which is something that I always use as a confirmer when the MACD crosses over the 0 line. And as you can see looking right here, we're very close to this 0 line crossover. And I'm thinking with any type of pressure, which we're expecting in the form of some type of press release or news explaining what this new company is all about, I think we're going to get a nice explosion or pop. And this is where we want to capitalize on this action and hopefully double, triple, or quadruple our money. I've had quite a bit of success with penny stocks. I do use the charts, but I definitely use the L2s in conjunction with the charts. And as you can see over here, we definitely have our level 2s. This is after the close, so usually the bid's a little bit higher. I've been watching this for about a week, but right now we've got a solid bid of 4, and unfortunately we've got an ask of 8, so that's about a 50% spread right there, which is a lot. So typically when you're looking at L2s like this and you've got such a large spread, that's because it's such a thinly traded issue. Now, that's not going to be the case if my scenario holds up correct, once we get some press releases explaining what this company is about. I'll expect this to tighten up considerably. So like I've said, I've been basically waiting right here on the bid, picking up any sellers that want to get rid of this stock, and it's been quite successful. I've been able to pick up about over 100,000 shares here in the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm trying to get up to about 200,000 before I expect these press releases to come out, but I definitely wanted to get this information out to all the viewers and readers. So let's move on.